Okay guys, so welcome to lecture 11, and in this one we're going to be looking at the Fibonacci tool, and specifically the Fibonacci retracement tool. Okay, so I've been using the Fibonacci tool for quite a while, okay? I think it's a fantastic piece of kit to have in your trading repertoire, and it is always been very, very helpful for me on higher time frames, occasionally on lower time frames as well. It's great for when you see a trend, okay, when you spot a trend in the price. It's great for picking out points where you expect price to fall back to and for you to take advantage of these occasions, okay? So in particular, what I'm going to show you here is if you come over to this bar over here, so it's the third icon down, you'll see GAN and Fibonacci tools. What you're going to pick out is the Fib retracement, okay? And the shortcut for this is Alt and F, all right? So if I'm going to click Alt and F here, what you're going to want to do is find a given move that you're trading at the time. So obviously I'm looking at a chart in the past. You want to find, the most recent move. So if I use the replay tool to what I want to show you here, okay? So I'm looking at this impulse here, this move to the upside, which broke the trend. So we got a higher high. And what I'm looking to find is a position on the chart where I expect price to come back to after this move, okay? And where I can look to be a buyer, okay? So I click Alt and F on my keyboard, and that is going to get the Fibonacci tool ready for me to draw up. And what you're going to do at this point is take the bottom of the move you're looking at, so the most recent trending move, which we have from this wick on the bottom here to the wick at the top, and you're going to draw it up, and you'll get something that looks like this, okay? So this isn't what it's going to look like for you if you're using this for the first time. I'll apply the defaults really quick. This is what yours is going to look like, okay? And if I just quickly put my version on, I'll leave up the settings for you, and you can have a quick look and pause it here if you want to copy my Fib retracement tool. So the main difference I've made to my tool is I have a extra number which I've put on to identify the golden pocket, okay? And the golden pocket is probably the most important level when it comes to using this Fibonacci tool, and it's what I'm going to be focusing on in this lecture, because there is uses for the other ones, especially the 236 and 382 are very helpful, as well as the 786. But in this lecture specifically, I'm going to be looking at the golden pocket for you guys as well. So the reason why this is important, okay, and the reason why this works, people always, it is the golden ratio, and people like to think, oh, it shows up in nature, it's to do with geometry and things like that. In reality, the likely reason why this works is because lots of other traders are looking at this as well. And, that's how the market works. The market is just a representation of the collective consciousness of the traders who are participating in said market, okay? So if you have a lot of traders looking at the golden pocket, more often than not, you're going to find buyers there. It doesn't always work out as perfectly as that, but it can be a good position to be looking as a point of interest for your trades, okay? So if we let this play out, I want to show you what happens here. So we see there, price has come up. We plot our Fib retracement when price was at the high, and we're looking to find an interesting spot that we want to be participating in the market at. And I identified this golden pocket here, and I actually remember vividly taking this trade because it also lined up with a demand zone, which I'm going to be getting into in a later section that comes into the smart money concepts topic, which I will address later. But when you have a golden pocket retracement, so prices come back to the golden pocket, this often acts as a key pivotal support level, and it has done so many, many times. Okay, so funnily enough, a few days later, there's actually another perfect example of this golden pocket playing out as a position to enter for a short entry, okay? So what we have here is from this top to the bottom, we have a move down, which has created a new bearish structure, okay? As we talked about in the previous lectures about, finding a trend, as we can see, we're getting lower lows and lower highs all the way down until all of a sudden we have a change in this trend, and as we can see, this lower high has been broken and we created a new high. So what we'd be looking for is, because we have a shown trend, the trend has shown its hand to us, we do have a downtrend. What we might want to do is catch a possible play on getting back in for a move to the downside, okay? So a great way of doing this, just as before, we click Alt and F, okay? That's your Fibonacci tool is ready to go. You drag it from the top all the way to the bottom, And there you have it. Okay, try and get it as accurate as you can. It's not super important to get it perfectly, of course, but the more accurate, the better. And if we let this play out, let's see what happens. And there you go. You see how we get a perfect tap right into the middle of the golden pocket, and it just goes to demonstrate how well this tool works, okay? And we can see that it comes down, it takes out the low for a new low, and that'd be a great trade there. You could easily, after you've had confirmation on lower time frames, which we'll be getting into later, you could easily put a short position and look to target the swing low that we have over here. Okay, and just to wrap this lecture up, I'm going to quickly zoom out to Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. So we're looking at Bitcoin over the span of 3 years here, okay? So from March 2020 all the way to past March and into April 2023, okay? So as we can see, I just want to kind of show how on higher time frames this Fibonacci tool is still incredibly accurate for picking out entries, and it is very fascinating how well this works. It goes to show how the collective consciousness of the market operates, and how these tools can be incredibly helpful just for the sole reason that so many people are looking at them, okay? And so looking at this, what we've done is I'll actually delete this and I'll show you how I drew this up. So you take the very low before the move up and you drag it up to the range high, which we have over here, okay? So we're looking at the total move for the entire Bitcoin bull run and where we'd expect retracements to come after the move down. So if we look at this, we can see off the bat that the golden pocket, the 618 to the 65, has been very, very well respected over here. We can see right in the 0.618, which is the golden ratio, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weekly wicks, tapping it nearly perfectly. We got another bit of hold up right in the golden pocket for about 5 weeks over here before finally coming down. And then of course we head to the next Fibonacci retracement level, which is a 786, and we can see again, we really respected this very, very well for quite a long time. Obviously when FTX collapsed, we did come under, we failed to flip it for support over here, and eventually we did come back above, and now we're back in the golden pocket, in fact.